ASU.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Rockin' the Utes with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910. We're hanging out today in Glendale at Twin Peaks, and the assistant head coach, Charlie Ragle, is our guest for his weekly appearance. Charlie, it's Jimmy B. and Manuch today. I'm going to just fire this one at you right off the top. I'm not a guy that throws softballs, so here we go. It has been announced that Cam Rising is going to be the starting quarterback for Utah. I'm sure that you guys prepared for both, but does that change anything for the defense of ASU as you get set to play Utah tomorrow night?
Well, good afternoon, and good thing I'm a fastball hitter, Jimmy B, so let's go to work.
All right, pal.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's everything you do in football is related to control what you can control. And, we prepared for Utah based on what Utah does. Obviously we understand, what a talent Cam Rising is, but at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control. So we have prepared our game plan accordingly. And, if Cam takes the field to start the game for the Utes, great. If it's somebody else, great. We're ready to go, and let's kick this thing off Friday night.
Coach, it seems like it was Cam Rising. It was in his 9th year. I mean, for crying out loud. But, I mean, the veteran that he is, what is the difference with watching Cam Rising in a football game versus the young man they had against Arizona?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you know this, is anything you do in life you get better at with experience, repetitions. And, I think Dwayne Walker, who's on our staff, we were talking one day and he said, Charlie, it's not that I'm smarter than anybody. I've just seen more pictures.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great way to put it, and at the end of the day, I've been here, done that as far as Cam is concerned versus the freshman. He's seeing new pictures and he's got to be able to adapt and adjust. And he did a nice job as a freshman. And he was a kid that we actually recruited heavily. And, at the end of the day, Cam's been there, done that, but, he also hasn't played in a while. So, again, veteran player, but you got to get out there, and football's not a game that, you can take time off, and it's a grind week in and week out. So, again, whoever shows up and plays for Utah, God bless them, we're ready to go.
I bet that you are, Coach. We're having a conversation, Charlie Ragle here on the Right Toyota guest line. Coach, how do I phrase this? Cam Scadaboo, is he real? I mean, is he a robot or is he a real human being? Can you explain that to everybody?
What planet does he come from, Coach?
Yes.
Yeah. He is certainly built different in more ways than one, and what I love about Scat is that he is his mental makeup in terms of just he's tough. He's an old school tough man, and he plays the game like that. And I think he puts that on display every Saturday, or in this case, Friday night, and Texas State Thursday night. Whenever the Sun Devils take the field, that dude's bringing everything he's got, and that mentality and that energy is infectious into this football team.
Coach, and you looked at that KU game, and 35 points scored between both teams. Here you guys are basically into the third quarter, and you're down 17-14. That fourth quarter was wild, but I'm going to be a little biased here. I thought your quarterback, Sam Levitt, really kept his poise with those 4 TDs and the way you guys handled the onslaught by KU. How big of a stepping stone was that for this young team?
KU?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Coach. Sometimes, hey, Charlie, sometimes I got to be a professional once in a while. You know what I mean?
I'll just give you a little – I thought I'd throw you a little assist right there.
Thank you.
You know what? Here's the thing about this football team is they just go and play. They play hard. They've got – I told them this week, they've got a warrior spirit, man. These guys, they play hard. And when things happen, for the most part, they stay the course. And I think that's something that people don't really understand unless you're in this thing, unless you're really in it, and are around these guys and really see that spirit of these guys. And they don't get too high and too low, and I think that's been a large part of our success.
Well, not only that, Coach. I mean, you see it. It seems though something kicks in, something that happened maybe in spring ball or the weight room or the mantra or whatever in that fourth quarter. You know, you're in for a dogfight because sooner or later KU is going to kick in. But I thought that last drive really culminated what you guys have been working for, and not that there's not much more work to go, but that kind of caught up and brought a lot of that. I call it the minutia, if you will, into play on that last drive.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, that's what you train for. We train year round for 12 opportunities, right? And that's a lot of work for a little reward. 12 weeks and hopefully playoffs, bowl games, etc. But you have to seize those moments. The minutia has to be taken care of and dealt with so that you can get those rewards. And when opportunity presents itself, you have to seize it. And kudos to our guys for doing just that.
I'm real curious, Coach. How did the weather impact the game? Because I guess you set a record or tied a record for the hottest game ever at kickoff time. Did it really affect you guys, or did it affect Kansas more, or maybe not at all? How did you see it?
Well, obviously Kansas, I can't speak for them. I think obviously that was something that they were not used to. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It was warm when we got out there, but our sideline was in the shade. So it was like a normal day. I didn't really feel, maybe I'm just messed up, and my wife will probably tell you that. But you know what? It was hot. It's always hot.
Yeah.
I said last week, we're the Sun Devils, and we thrive in that role. And so, you know what? It's business as usual.
So Charlie, let's pull the curtain back just a little bit. You have a week off. You pull the curtain back. You do a little self-scouting. What were some of the things that you guys learned about yourself that you corrected? And what were some things you learned about yourself that you improved upon going into that game and now leading into the Utah game tomorrow night?
Well, I think, we talked about that, in terms of we've been pretty efficient in running the football, but we needed to be able to throw off of the run game, and make some of those things, count those passes. And I thought Sam did that. And I think, you got to tip your hat to Marcus, in the 2-minute situation, obviously, to be able to run the ball there. Like I think that for us defensively, and I think I mentioned this when we talked about it before, like we needed to get off the field on third down situations. We've been really good against the run, but we needed to get off the field on third down situations and then convert some of those one-on-one situations from the run game into the throw game. And I think you saw that on Saturday. And, we really felt like we had a good game plan against them special teams wise as well. Obviously we got the kick blocked. We cannot have that. Everybody knows that. Aside from that though, I think those were things that we felt like we played really well in all three phases. And obviously, we turned the ball over twice, lost the turnover battle 2-0, and still came out victorious with a blocked field goal. That doesn't always happen. And so, if we can clean that stuff up, man, we think we can really do some special things.
Coach, a lot of stats that I point out that, people, what determines the success of a game, 6 for 10 third down completions. According to my K-State math, that's 60%. That's pretty damn good. And then you look at time of possession, almost 30 minutes, which keeps your defense off the field in those hot games. But the balance, obviously, the 300 yards rushing and the 176 yards passing, 172, one of the most effective passing games I think I've seen at Sun Devil Stadium in a long time. And, oh, by the way, let's throw in 4 touchdown passes.
That doesn't hurt, does it? No, I think that's exactly right. I think the defense was able to stay fresh by us controlling the clock. I think everything as we comes off of our run game, and we can run the ball that effectively. I think it opens up the throw game, and Sam did a great job of connecting on those passes. And I think that was some of the things that we addressed, Marcus addressed with the offense in the bye week. And I think, that was a direct reflection of that.
I'm real curious, assessment of your quarterback, Sam Levitt, from what he did in beginning of the season to where he is now, including that great comeback that you had against Kansas.
I think he reflects our overall team record. And at 4-1, he's winning. And I think you see him in front of your faces continue to grow and develop. And that's what you get with a young quarterback. And, when he makes a mistake, he finds a way to correct it. And I think just his development and growth is only leading to this team, leading us to greater options and being able to expand our repertoire, which, really makes us tough to defend.
Charlie, not that I'm a superstitious Sun Devil fan, grew up a Sun Devil, and my pull of one, I'm convinced you wear those maroon uniforms for the rest of the home games throughout the year. Not that I'm superstitious or anything, Coach.
You don't got to twist my arm on that. Hey, man, you know how us coaches are, man. If it's working, we ain't messing with it. So you don't got to twist my arm on that.
Coach, well, hey, best of luck tomorrow night. We'll be tuning in on a Friday night, but you guys are doing a great job. We always appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
You guys are the best, and I appreciate you. And as always, go Devils.
There you go. Charlie Ragle. Love having him on the show, an opportunity to really dive into ASU football. It's all presented by Crest Insurance Group and Charlie Ragle's Sun Devil Report. Crest Insurance Group offers personal, business, and specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. All you have to do to get more information, just go online at Crestons.com. That is Crestins, Crestons.com. Once again, that is the Crest Insurance Group. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, we're hanging out here at Twin Peaks in Glendale, and we will offer up our underdog picks. Manuch has got some bragging to do because he's been on fire. Rockin' Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Just your standard amount of bucks.